All right. Maybe if I can see myself, it might work better. This can mean only one thing in this house, and that's going to be I'm going to be making Pibil. It is 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. I'm getting my ingredients together. I forgot there's one little piece I need. There we go. Let me pull up my recipe real quick. I'm on vacation, so I like to have something like this. So the big thing to start is to go ahead and make because I always forget to do this how I like to do it. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Let me put this over to the side. I'm going to take this, shake up my OJ. Get a cup of orange juice. And a half a cup of lime juice. All right, half a cup. And I'm going to take this, grab a cutting board. I want to dissolve this before I cut my pork, just because it takes a minute, because this is like if you give like an equivalent to something, oh, it smells fantastic. It's like a piece of soft clay, and you just want to dissolve it. So I cut it into tiny little cubes, or small-ish cubes, right? So it dissolves quicker. So that way, when I'm making my marinade, I won't forget to put it in A. B, it'll already be mostly dissolved, because we just want to make this. This is the orange juice and the lime juice are, of course, acids, so they help us start cooking before we start cooking, which is nice. So let's bring out the star of the show. Pork butt, pork shoulder, however you want to call it. This is a nice one. 4.27 pounds total. I'm going to cut some of this fat off. $11.49. So with this, I'm going to be able to make, like if it was just me eating this, I'm assuming my wife is going to want some. She did the last time. I'm going to make a meal with this much, I could probably make for like 6 people easily. If I was just like to make like dinner for a group of people, this would be 6. But what ends up happening is I'm gonna make this for dinner, for dinner tomorrow, and then I'll have it for dinner on Sunday. So I'm gonna make fresh tortillas too. That's another video. Don't lean on it. This is a big old fat cap. So I'm going to take some of that off, or the majority of it off. Because having a little bit of fat is fine, but look at that big old fat cap. I don't need that much fat. Because when I do cook this, some of the fat that stays on will get super tender, and you'll eat it, not even think about it. You won't go, ew, a piece of fat. You'll just eat it, and it'll be stuck on a piece of meat, and you won't even notice it. It'll be that good. It's a decent amount of fat, so that was like 4-something pounds. It's probably like 3 after I'm done with it. So you have this, but this type of fat is fine. I'm going to cut that down, actually. cut it in half. Ooh, that's another big old fat cap. So there, I want chunks like that, a couple of inches, not too big, but not too small. Gonna take our mostly dissolved, no, it's barely dissolved. It's fine. Of course I just dropped it all over myself on my foot. It's fine. So I'm just dissolving it a little bit more. Already smells right, so that's good. Take some of this. Make sure that fluid's there. Wash your hands. I know some of you people don't like to wash your hands. I just don't get it. Nasty people. If you don't like to wash your hands, or you think it's a waste of time to wash your hands, you're nasty, you're stupid. Let's just remember that. Cloves. A cinnamon stick. Let's do the easy ones first. Whole cinnamon stick for our marinade. I usually take it out before I cook it just because. About 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm using Hamburger Deluxe, which is salt and pepper extensively. Tablespoon of oregano. I'll do it. How much cumin? 1 1/2 teaspoon. Then it says 10 cloves. That was the one recipe I found. If you do a little bit more, it's not gonna hurt nobody. I love garlic, so I ain't gonna be bothered if it's a little bit more than 10 cloves. So we got all our delicious ingredients together. Let's mix this sucker up and make sure every piece of meat is nice and coated. How do you know? It's all gonna be deep red. See that? Like reddish orange. So I wanna make sure all of my meat is covered, because like I said, right now it is 1:18 p.m. and I plan on starting to cook, or at least getting the oven preheated around right now, around 24 hours from now, I should say. In theory, you could just cook it like this too, but I really think letting it sit in this acid bath, essentially, all this acid, will help. It helps with tenderizing the meat, because the idea behind this is low and slow, super tender meat. So step 1, this is the hard part, is done. Now we just gotta wait. So like I said, 24 hours in the fridge, just like this, uncovered in top of the fridge so it's cold. And we're just gonna let it marinate, and we'll be back tomorrow. I hope I have a spot free in the fridge. I think I do. Okay, next day. Let's get this pork out. Actually, let's get these leaves out. We'll get that out in a second. Let me get these leaves together. So, banana leaves. These are Vietnamese leaves. There's a place in Houston $99 Ranch, I think is what it's called. Much cheaper than Amazon. But I just got them from there, from Amazon, because it was easier. They smell like leaves, all right. I have a lady here. You can't see her on camera. She's my sous chef, yeah. She hears me with raveling plastic or something like that. She thinks it's a T-R-E-A-T for her, but it's not. Let me unravel these things. How are these things wrapped up? There we go. Okay. They're big. They're really nice. They're good. They're not cheap, but they're a good size leaf. So, wrap. Make sure that there's enough. I think this is actually enough to cover the bottom and make sure that there's no metal exposed. Put this over here for a second. Then I just need enough to wrap the pork. Let me get the pork. The oven is almost at temperature. I'm gonna cook it at 260. I'm gonna do it for a little over 3 hours. I don't need the cinnamon stick anymore. I can go ahead and take this out. This is overnight. Looks really nice, smells nice. I think we're in good shape. Go ahead and pour it in. Make sure all the juice is in. I've placed them in, but I think it's better just to pour it in to make sure you get all the juice. And then you can just flatten them out. I'm trying to not have any overlay and just lay out the pieces as flat as possible so the heat it evenly warms up and cooks properly. But yeah, it feels good. It smells right. It's like an earthy tone to it. Not tone, but earthy odor. I say odor as a positive connotation. It's not a negative thing. Somebody told me, it's a smell, not odor. Okay, whatever. There you go. There's my beep. I'm ready to go. You wrap this thing, because I'm just covering them because the banana leaves will give us, the moisture will cook out and give us a little steam and make sure our pork is nice and soft and tender. So now I can wrap everything up. So that way it's nice and enclosed. It's the closest I can get to digging a hole. I wish I could dig a hole and put this in there, but that's way too much work. If I did that, I'll have to do the whole pig, which would be fun, but I don't got time for that. Okay, we're wrapped up. We're going in the oven for the next 3.5 hours. I'm probably gonna give it like 315 and then check on it. Set a timer for 3 hours and 15 minutes. And there we go. The hard part is getting everything together and then waiting. So it's been almost 24 hours since I put it, since I marinated it. Now it's in the oven. It's going to be in there for little over 3 hours, and we'll check back when it's done. Ooh. All right, nice and steamy. That's good. Let me grab a fork. Lady, you can't have any of this. I'm sorry, Mama. She's looking at me mad, like, what you got? And she's leaving. She's like, I'm not getting anything. I'm out. Ooh, I'm starting to burn that one. It's done. Let it rest for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna give it a try. Pibil smells incredible. Just look at that. Just comes apart on the side of the fork, not the pointy part from the pointy fart. I'm the pointy fart. The pointy part. I'm just excited because it smells really good. Autofocus, come on. Oh, my eye's in the way. There we go. Yeah. Fantastic. Very rarely am I like cocky about something, but I'll put this up against anything. This is one of the best things I make, and it comes out incredible. So I love to have somebody who made it better than me, because you can always learn stuff, but I can beat most people with this. This is my dinner I'm gonna eat.